Do you love your partner? Now, I know. Before you go saying, well, of course, what kind of question is that? I want you to ask yourself something. Do they feel loved by you? See, so often people think love is about what's in your heart, how you feel for your partner, right? But love is just as much about, and probably even more so, about how much your partner feels loved by you, right? To where they can feel the love that you have for them, not just be aware of it. So I'm going to tell you right now the one thing that tells your partner you do not love them, contrary to popular belief. You see, the one thing that tells your partner you do not love them is not actually tending to what they need versus what you want to offer them, right? See, some relationships, some people really believe their partner doesn't love them at all. They think they're just convenient for them, right? That's actually a thing out there, unfortunate enough. But in other relationships, your partner may know that you have a love for them. Oh, sure, right? And know that you love them to some degree. But they won't truly feel loved by you if they don't get what they truly need from you. Because whenever they're not getting what they truly need from you, they don't truly feel seen and understood by you. So the first thing you got to remember is love is not just about how you feel, it's about what you show, right? You could say, I love you all day long till the cows come home. But if your actions don't back up and reinforce those words, then it's just words. Love is about meeting your partner's needs, not just assuming that they are loved or they feel loved because you care, right? You can feel all the things you want inside of your vessel, but if they aren't feeling it on their end through the way you show up and the way that they need you to, then effectively you're not actually loving on them the way they need to be loved. So you really got to ask yourself a great question. Am I loving on my partner the way they need to be loved? Or am I loving them in the way that's most convenient or easiest for me? Or, watch this, the way I prefer to receive love. Now, this is one thing I always stress is really important whenever you're getting to know someone that you're dating and you're thinking about investing into, right? It's important to have similar love languages, because if you're on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to how you like to be loved, then it's going to be hard to have a longevity of a romantic relationship, because the things that you're going to want to pour your heart into to show love to your partner and expect that to receive that in return, you may not get from them. And you'll always feel like they don't love you enough because you never get what you need and what you ask for versus how they want to show love or how they just know to show love. The next thing that's telling your partner that you don't love them is neglect. When you ignore their emotional needs, your partner doesn't feel seen nor heard, right? See, in relationships, it's not the fights that really, destroys the emotional bond and connection. It's the small moments of emotional neglect over time that really starts to erode that foundation of emotional trust and connectivity, right? To where as time goes more and more, your partner starts to feel alone, feel on an island by themselves, because it's like slow drip of poison, right? Every moment, all the little small moments compiled together, when they try to come to you or try to express themselves, it was a negative experience. It didn't go well, and it reinforced to them that by coming to you, it's going to be a painful experience to be heard versus just staying further away from you and closing off and walling off their emotions to not have to experience, the rejection that comes with it, right? And I did a video on this one before in the past. Rejection is actually one of the highest reasons that marriages end and winds up becoming a divorce. Of course, we know finances and things are an issue, but a lot of that stuff is a byproduct of one partner neglecting the other partner's needs in their attempts to be heard, right? And then it trickles into all those overt areas that we know can be issues: communication problems, financial problems, all the things. Usually byproducts of not truly listening, hearing, and making your partner feel seen, and vice versa. So first, you have to really start paying attention to their love language, their emotional bids, right? Their cry out for help, I like to call it, right? When someone comes to you and they have a struggle or obstacle or issue, it's a cry out for help, a help with a need of theirs that they're trying to get met, right? And the more aware of that you are, you give attention to that, the better you will be at being a better partner for them. And most importantly, and probably simply said, right, the simplest way to say it, make them feel valued. And if you don't know what makes them feel valued, figure out what that is. Now, let me say this to be fair too. Until you've done your part, right, you can't fully say that, hey, you've done what you needed to do to contribute to them feeling loved by you, right? But if you get the information from them, you get clear on, well, what does make you feel loved? What does make you feel, appreciated and all the things? And they give you answers because they should know what that is for themselves, right? It's one of the worst things to have a partner that doesn't know themselves and they don't feel love, but they can't tell you how to love them, right? That's an issue. That's a, self-development issue on their end. They have to learn themselves better, learn their own love language, right? So you hold your partner accountable and you make it a lot easier for yourself when you ask, hey, what does make you feel valued? What does make you feel loved? What is your love language? I'm going to try to evaluate it on my own, but, help me out here. So make sure I'm getting it right. I want to make sure I'm not getting it wrong. And if you do that and now they can't tell you, then now that's on them. And that's a different part of the equation. But oftentimes people have an idea of what they need to feel valued. You just have to go and actually inquire about it if you're not sure. But that way you can start doing exactly what they tell you that they need to feel valued. And if there's still an issue from there, then now we start to know they have a self-love issue and not a not being loved by you issue. And the last thing I'll speak on that is screaming to your partner that you actually don't love them, or at least not fully the way that they want to be loved, is kind of piggybacking off what I was saying a little bit earlier. It's where even though they're aware of what your love language is versus theirs, right? If you have different ones or ones that have different priorities of one of the 5 love languages, right? And they tell you, this is what I need. I understand you like to give love this way, and I appreciate that and so forth, but I'm really asking for this because this really does it for me, right? And despite them being understanding and empathetic to the way that they understand you like to receive love or the way you typically tend to give it, they're saying, hey, I see that, I appreciate it, and I embrace that too, but I'm asking you for X, Y, and Z, and you continue to ignore those requests and continue to offer that love the way you want to versus the way they need it. There's nothing better screaming, this person doesn't love me, truly, right, than that. And you're thinking in your mind, well, look, I am who I am. I'm going to love you the way I love on people, right? But that's a very selfish way of loving someone, right? That's really loving them the way you just want to for you, so you can feel good about what you did. So it's more so you getting to feel the gratification of loving on your partner the way that makes you feel proud to do it. And where there's nothing wrong with loving on your partner the way that you like to, right? You should, but it's missing the mark if your partner isn't truly feeling that love, to where that whole experience became more about you getting to feel this feeling of love and you showcasing love and showing love, but it's actually not connecting to the intended purpose, right? Which is for your partner to feel extremely loved by you. If that's what your goal is, you have to focus on them, not yourself in the way you want to do it. And so what I always suggest and always, coach the clients about stuff like this is, if you have a particular love language that doesn't align with what your partner prefers for their love language, then at the very least, what you can do is find ways to morph your personality, the way you like to love, into the format that they are asking for, right? You don't have to do it maybe verbatim the way they're asking, but find a way to mix your character, your personality, the person you are, into the vehicle of love that they're asking to receive from you. That way, at the very least, they know this is out of your wheelhouse, but you're putting the effort in to still love on them the way that they need, which makes them feel truly seen and heard. And they see that you're doing it in a way that's unique to you, to where they know, oh, wow, this is really him or her stepping out of their comfort zone or their norm to go in the extra mile for me for something that I require. Nothing screams I love you more than when you can love on someone selflessly, right? The more selfless you can be, the more love that person will feel, because they'll feel like all of it was really for them, for you to show them, hey, I care about you. This is about you, not about me, and showing you the love from me, right? Of course, this experience is about me wanting to be in love and want to be loved by you and stuff in return as well. But whenever you can actually go and make your partner feel like this was all about you, Even if on some level it does something for you, which it should, because you want your partner to be happy, you want them to feel loved, right? So it's going to be about you on some level. But the more that scale is tipped to where it's this much about you and this much about them in your act to show them love, right? To show them that you love them, it's going to do monumental things for how they feel about you in return, how special you start to become in their world, and how much more they start to love you in return. And they want to return the favor just the same if there's someone that's coming from a healthy space and loves you equally, right? So you really have to listen to them and adjust accordingly to what they're asking for in a way that is manageable and realistic for you to do, and not just show up in a way that's convenient for you in a way that you'd like to do it. If you need help learning how to meet your partner's needs and actually fill their glass up so they want to fill your glass up in return, to bring that harmony and that unity to your relationship the way that you really want to have it versus what it is right now, then email or DM me the word coaching and we will get to work, as long as you're truly ready to put that work in. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time, space, or maybe even the resources, then at least email or DM me the word revival to join my Relationship Revival Hub community, where you can learn the same things I teach my clients one-on-one at your own pace, on your own time. Either way, do something to get in the race. Let's get it.